You are watching Rappler. I am in Burgos, Ilocos Norte, where earlier we witnessed the Marine Aviation Support Activity, or Masa 2024. That's a yearly joint exercise between the U.S. and the Philippines, specifically the U.S. and Philippine Marine Corps. So earlier, a few meters over there, yung parang beachhead na tinatawag nila dito sa kampong ito, we witnessed the Philippine Marines using the 150 and 155 howitzers to hit targets in the ocean. So yung exercise na ito, yung scenario na piniplay out nila ay isang counter-landing exercise. Kumbaga, they are trying to prevent a foreign entity from reaching the shores of the Philippines here in Burgos, Ilocos Norte. To witness the exercise, yung visitors to the camp included Vice Governor Cecilia Araneta Marcos and Assistant Secretary Ana Carmela Remedio. So what we witnessed earlier was the 4th Marine Brigade flexing, kumbaga, what it knows so far and what it's trying to do as the Philippines shifts to territorial defense. So the bigger picture here, bakit dito sa Ilocos Norte? So fun fact, itong 4th Marine Brigade ay dating naka-headquarters sa Sulu in Mindanao. For many years, decades even, they were focused primarily on anti-terrorism operations. But now, lumipat sila dito 2022, but they first found out that they would be moving here to Burgos, Ilocos Norte in 2021 as part of the Philippines' shift to territorial defense, of which, of course, the Marines, who are expected to be ready to operate air, land, and sea, are among the units who will take charge of those efforts for the Philippines. Nakausap natin si Brigadier General Vicente Blanco, who told us in a very frank manner na it's a lot of learning and unlearning for the Marine Corps of the Philippines. No? Because again, for many years, we have been focused on internal issues, specifically counterinsurgency, counterterrorism efforts, but now, explicitly, the Philippines is shifting to external defense given tensions in the South China Sea and even the Taiwan Strait, which is close to where we are here in Burgos. Ayon kay Brigadier General Blanco, it's a lot of relearning the skills that a Marine Corps is supposed to have in the first place, which is to defend the territory. He also admitted na parang because of the many years devoted to anti-terrorism, for instance, there have been a lot of gaps in assets, for instance, and capabilities of the Philippine Marine Corps. But at the same time, it's also not just a one-way thing. It's not just the Philippine Marine Corps getting help from their U.S. counterparts or learning from their U.S. counterparts, but in a lot of ways, it is also for the U.S. Marine Corps to learn from their Filipino counterparts who are used to different circumstances, for instance. So, nearby from Burgos, parang nasa halos tip na kami ng Ilocos Norte. This is under the Northern Luzon Command, which includes the northernmost parts of the Philippines, specifically the Batanes area. No? So, yung 4th Marine Brigade also operates in Batanes, the northernmost parts of the Philippines. And ultimately, it's in preparation or in anticipation of any tensions that might erupt in that area. Again, the Taiwan Strait issue. China has been saying out loud that their bigger vision, kumbaga, is reunification, and that and the concerns of analysts and experts out there is that this could even involve the use of force in trying or in the vision to unify Taiwan and mainland China. Ang sinabi ni General Blanco sa amin ay even if the optics will make you think na parang okay, this might be the Philippines and even the United States, its treaty ally, preparing for the Chinese push in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. But he did tell us na when they plan exercises like this, when they talk to their counterparts in the United States, when they think about how to better their preparedness, they don't think of a specific country in mind. They don't think of China. China is not in the equation. But they think based on their own skills or their own capabilities and think about how they use that to their advantage or to remedy any gaps that might be in existence. But again, China is the elephant in the room here. Coincidentally, today it is June 15 when this exercise takes place, no? Today, nag-take effect yung bagong regulation ng China Coast Guard in which they are explicitly allowed to board what they deem as intruders into quote-unquote Chinese waters, which could mean a whole vast, it's a very wide definition. For instance, China does claim practically all of the South China Sea, right? So this regulation, kumbaga, in effect, operationalizes yung earlier na batas ng China, empowering their China Coast Guard to arrest who they deem to be or who they suspect to be parang illegal entries into their waters. Again, waters that they think is theirs, but what we're saying is, for instance, from the Philippine perspective, the West Philippine Sea, as affirmed by UNCLOS or as defined by UNCLOS and affirmed by the 2016 arbitral ruling, is most definitely within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. So we have all those factors playing into the joint exercise that we're seeing, not just Masa 2024, but also Balikatan and other future joint exercises that are happening, not just between the Philippines and the United States, but also between Philippines and existing defense partners such as Japan, Australia. Speaking of Japan, what the Philippines is expecting is that by the end of the year, perhaps, ma-finalize na yung reciprocal access agreement or an agreement, a VFA-like visiting forces agreement, like treaty or deal rather, which would allow Japanese soldiers, for instance, if it's deemed necessary by the Philippines and Japan, to visit the Philippines, for instance, and hold drills here. There's an existing agreement between the Philippines and Australia, of course, the Philippines and the United States. We have also other countries, non-traditional perhaps partners for the Philippines, eyeing defense deals, some of them VFA-like agreements with the Philippines. Yung bigger picture nito again is the tensions in the region, in the Indo-Pacific, the South China Sea, the East China Sea, the Taiwan Strait, So you have all these countries coming together, finding like-minded countries, not necessarily allies, but countries who have the same vision or the same goal in mind, and trying to band together in order to ensure an open and free Indo-Pacific, as you would hear these countries say. So, again, I am in Burgos, Ilocos Norte. Yung Masa actually still ongoing. There is another exercise happening tomorrow even and in the coming week, next week. And we will be giving updates on how the Marine Corps of the Philippines and the United States are working together. Again, in order to ensure that both sides are as equipped as they can be. Yung point out nga kanina na yung motto ng Marines is that they should always be ready at any moment's notice. And we'll see, and we will keep a close watch on how exactly they intend to do that. Again, this has been Bea Copin reporting from Burgos, Ilocos Norte. You have been watching Rappler. If you have any questions about exercises like Masa 2024 or any other bilateral deals between the Philippines, the United States, and other countries, hop on to the Rappler Community's channel, Security and Global Affairs. You can talk to me there, and we can chat about the howitzers, about joint exercises, and about where tensions in the South China Sea, in the Taiwan Strait, where do you think they're heading? Again, this has been Bea Copin. Thank you for watching.